Taking that pausing breath as everyone comes in from all their individual universes. And I just want to offer a moment here of some extra space before officially opening, because I know on this day where we have sprung forward, there are people coming in with a little bit different rhythm this morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is my privilege and my pleasure to say happy Luck of the Irish Week too, beautiful people. I am Reverend Vicky Jeter, your minister for Louisville Center for Spiritual Living. We thank you for being with us on this March 8th of 2026. We welcome all paths to God. We welcome your challenges and your questions, because all pieces and paths of spirit, all areas of life, and all parts of ourselves are essential to a world that works for all. And so whether you're with us for the first time, or if you're watching us on YouTube, or if you've been with us every week, we thank you for being with us, because you are why we are here. Now, for those of you who may not realize it, today, March the 8th, is International Women's Day. And that is a part and parcel to March being Women's History Month. And I wanted to give a little bit of background about International Women's Day, because really there is a whole contingency of people that are invested in making the most of this kind of celebration and honoring an opportunity. And this year, the theme for Women's History Month is Give to Gain, which is to encourage a mindset of generosity, collaboration, and investment in women to foster equality, continuing, and shared progress. And the one thing that I want to add here is, for me, it's so incredibly important. You know, we have Black History Month, we have Women's History Month. I believe we need a Man's History Month. Not because men haven't been honored in all the ways they have all the way around, and there has been imbalances and all of that kind of stuff, but in order to actually strike the equity that we're all looking for, it's about doing that equity all along the way. If we have special this and special that, but we leave out, men in general, as far as like a Men's History Month, then that's still like a teeter-totter out of balance thing. And it all starts energetically first. So we're going to be working with that a little bit along the way to our overall theme, which is today building a world of our creation. Like last month we did a world of pure imagination. And then within that world, how do we then build a world of our personal chosen creation? And so most certainly, as we come into the space for our opening prayer, as ever, take a moment to stop and check in and see what brought you to be with us today. And there's so much going on, it might take more than one breath to do that. Just really give yourself a moment to completely arrive here. Notice that you're surrounded by love and safety. Check in with your heart, check in with your soul, and say, what brought me here today? And see what comes up for you. And absolutely, as we come into the opportunity to pray together as a community, we know that all of us, in our own way, however we might personally put it, are holding the space for peace to reemerge around the globe, and supporting the space for those people who need that leveraging the most right now. And so we simply breathe. And in this moment, perhaps put your hand on your heart. Put your hand on your heart and imagine that, realizing in spirit we are in the same room, that we have the opportunity to hold out a hand and connect, hand to hand, heart to heart. recognizing one life, one love, one infinitely creative presence that emerges as all that is, whether we understand it or not in form. We're in this spiritual classroom, we're in this spiritual playground, and somehow everything that we experience adds up, and somehow each and every one of us is a very special and unique gear in how it all works and how it all comes together. And the more we come together with the intention to say, we stand for peace on earth. We stand for supporting those who in the moment on a human level are not so much able to support themselves because they're being subjected or because their world just turned upside down. We are a place in spirit that is right side up. And it is so incredibly important that we strike that balance, that we be the place that recognizes and at the same time lives from the joy and the shared laughter and birthdays and honoring women and honoring men and all the things that we'll do here today. We do in honor of pulling the people that are not there right now toward us and to come and be integrated with us in spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God, that we should have the gift of such a profound opportunity. With the heart of a child, I release it, I let it be, and so it is. And this brings us to our opening song, Brave by Miss Karen Drucker.
If I just show up, be open to surprise, there could be miracles right before my eyes. If I just let go, something better might appear. Who knows what will happen when joy replaces fear? When I dare to be all that I'm meant to be, like a shooting star across the sky, unstoppable and free, I shine my light, I turn darkness into light. When I dare to be brave, dare to be brave, I'll trust in who I am, be bold and take a shot. Who knows what will happen when I give it all I got? Even when I'm scared, I'll step into the ring. I've got so much to offer with the gifts that I can bring. When I dare to be all that I'm meant to be, like a shooting star across the sky, unstoppable and free, I shine my light, I turn darkness into light. When I dare to be brave, oh, I'm brave. I've worried for so long and I've wasted too much time. Now I'm ready to take a chance and claim what is mine. The path is free and clear, there's nothing in my way. listen to my heart and not what other people say. I'm gonna take that leap. I've never felt so strong. I might not do it perfectly, but I'm right where I belong. And when I dare to be all that I'm meant to be, like a shooting star across the sky, I'm unstoppable and free. I shine my light, I turn darkness into light. When I dare to be brave, when I dare to be brave, nothing's gonna stop me. Nothing is in my way.
What is such a beautiful song by Karen Drucker. That's so beautiful. And now it's time for announcements. We're going to be having a class starting called The Journey of the Soul. It's going to be our spring class. That's going to start March 11th. So that's this Wednesday. It'll go through weekly on Wednesdays through April 22nd. That's going to be 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. And the fee is $100. And then if you want to get class credit, $40. And instructor is going to be our own Reverend Vicky Jeter. And Katrina Doro will be our assistant, our practitioner. If you'd like to register, if you have any questions, you're welcome to contact Reverend Vicky. I'm going to attend, so I hope you will be there. Harry and I'll be there, so I hope you join us.
My apologies, Tammy. Thank you for your excitement about that class. I wanted to just name again some of what is in that class. Also, the $40 registration fee is no longer optional, regardless of whether you're thinking of becoming a practitioner or not. The $40 registration fee is required by home office. So I've had a couple of people that were confused about that, for which I apologize. Now, this class is an emphasis on soul. We talk about spirit, soul, and body, and that the soul level is the level of law, etc., that we talk about in most of the classes. But the soul level is also that very, very intimate part of you that has a distinction of knowing yourself as an individuated piece of spirit that we don't talk about as much or haven't talked about as much. And my intention is to bring that a whole lot more into our awareness and into our relationships with ourselves and with each other here in our community. And so some of the themes that we're going to be looking at, it's in a book called The Magic of the Soul. And so we're going to be looking at our relationship to spirit as a magical relationship, as a relationship that can, like paint pictures of how we would like our life to look and watch that come about. And there's going to be a great deal of meditation, different types of meditation. There's going to be exploring of healing practices that come along at a different level when you're related to your soul, and how it is that it is our soul that actually emerges or forms how we experience our body. They're very, very interconnected. And I'm very, very much looking forward to talking about this more. Right now, we have 8 people that are taking this class, and there's room for more. So if you know somebody who might like to delve into this, or you yourself would like to, don't hesitate to let us know.
And on March 15th, the following Sunday, Reverend Carolyn Harville will be our speaker, and the topic will be What We See Will Defy Explanation. And would you like to talk about this, Reverend Vicky?
Yes, indeed. This is brand new, and I'm excited about this. Louisville Center for Spiritual Living is officially launching a legacy program, and a legacy program supports people in the idea that as we step out of this experience, that the signatures and the place that you've held in our community will continue to be vitalized, and with an opportunity for planned giving in that through a donation in your will, that it's one way for us to remember you and for you to remember us along the way to that sense of having a financial foundation that will be long standing. And just in transparency, I have to say that mentors and other ministers and so forth, other communities have supported and planted seeds with me about this being a really good idea. And I had a very difficult time getting over introducing this, but it's like it's an idea that's whose time has come, and there's a lovely gentleman with home office named Reverend Michael Schulte that supports this. And after I had my conversation with him, I really realized that it's an opportunity. And so if you yourself are interested in this, or you know people in your life who might be interested in this, don't hesitate to let me know, and we can talk about that a little bit more. And this actually, while I have the talking stick, this is for everybody, including Tammy Ellis, including all of our practitioners, and most certainly our board members. They have been doing an incredible job for us over the last 2-3 months, particularly helping to see how we have wanted to adjust some things, like we changed the place where the announcements are, and we have this new program that's come up, and the different things that we've done to make the structure of Louisville Center for Spiritual Living the most vital that it can be. And they are dedicated, and I just really wanted to take a moment for the board and the practitioners and Vernon, of course, they're all our leadership team, just to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to invite everybody to give a little applause for our board and practitioners and Vernon that keep all of this going in the way that they do.
It's very appreciated. Thank you. And this one too, Reverend Vicky, I'm going to toss to you.
Probably I should have everybody practice these so y'all aren't hearing my voice quite so much. But the financial update thus far for the month is quite exciting. We're doing very well for the month of March. So far, we have received $814.99 directly into the bank, and that's going to mean that by March the 31st, we're looking for $1,735.01. And notice our savings balance goes up every few weeks. It goes up by 2 or 3 pennies, and so now the savings balance is up to $3,000.13. And thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We keep things rolling at this kind of a pace, and the structure of this community, the financial health of this community is going to be just fine. And every time we have an opportunity to give, whether it's energetically, whether it's literally financially, whatever you're giving prospers the center, and we're prospering you because it's all reciprocal.
Please join us after the service, after the benediction prayer, for sharing time.
Now we shift over to our purpose, our mission and vision, and our application of what we believe for the day. Thank you so much, Tammy. We will be going back to Tammy in just a moment. I do invite you to say these with me and allow them to work through you so that they're integrated for you as a part of our community. The purpose of Louisville Center for Spiritual Living is to be a vital hub of beloved community. We learn and practice care and creativity for the gift of life as vessels of oneness, a synergy of spirit, soul, mind, and body for all beings. The mission, through our purpose, is to teach personal transformation as a virtual community, living the principles of science of mind and celebrating all paths to God, which manifests our vision of a world that honors and respects all people. Now, our application of what we believe that dovetails more to what we're speaking to today. Peace begins in the world that I create within. And now it is my pleasure to turn the word back to Miss Tammy Ellis for our sacred reading and meditation.
It is my honor to be your practitioner for the week. And since today is International Women's Day and March is Women's History Month, we have this beautiful sacred reading. For the sacred reading, I'm going to read the lyrics of the song called Woman Spirit in honor of all women around the world and all they contribute to our world. Then we're going to hear the song sung by Karen Drucker. This beautiful and amazing song, Woman Spirit, was written by Marvella McPartland and Lynn Fuqua. This powerful song is such an affirmation to the power and beauty of women. Women's spirit. Women's spirit is beauty. Women's spirit is deep. Women's love is with compassion. Our perfection is complete. Women's spirit is graceful. Women's spirit is wise. Women's spirit is moving, bringing love into our lives. Woman's spirit is passion. Woman's spirit is birth. Woman's power unfolding to honor life on earth. And now, as you listen to this beautiful song sung by Karen Drucker, Woman's Spirit, I invite you to bring to mind any women who have supported you, guided you throughout your life and or in the current moment. And just, women who are very meaningful to you. And just from your heart, while you're listening to the song, just send them out a thank you from your heart. And now let's listen to this beautiful music.
Spirit is beauty. Woman, spirit runs deep. Woman loves with compassion. Our perfection is complete. Woman, spirit is graceful. Woman, spirit is wise. Woman, spirit is moving, bringing love into our lives. Woman, spirit is passion. Woman, spirit Woman's spirit is beauty. Woman's spirit is beauty. Woman's spirit runs deep. Woman's spirit runs deep. Woman loves with compassion. Loves with compassion. Our perfection is complete. Our perfection is complete. Woman's spirit is graceful. Woman's spirit is graceful. Woman's spirit is wise. Woman's spirit is wise. Woman's spirit is moving. Woman's spirit is moving. Bringing love into our lives. Woman's spirit is passion. Woman's spirit is passion. Woman's spirit is birth. Woman's spirit is birth. Power unfolding, yes, power unfolding to honor life, to honor life on earth. Passion. Woman's spirit is passion. Woman's spirit is birth. Woman's spirit is birth. Woman's power unfolding. Woman's power unfolding to honor life on earth. We're gonna honor life on earth. Yes, to honor life on earth. Honor life on earth. Life on earth. Woman's spirit is
Thank you to all the women who have made a difference in our own lives and how us as women have made difference in the world. And I'm just grateful for women who have gone before us, women who are here now, who make such a huge difference in our world. Our meditation today is going to be from our March Centers for Spiritual Living monthly guide magazine. It's called A World of Your Creation, written by Louise Talon, who is a prayer practitioner. She was a prayer practitioner with us for a little while here at Louisville Center for Spiritual Living, so some of y'all might remember Louise. As you listen to these affirmations, I invite you to take some nice deep breaths in now. Let's take a deep one in and out now. And throughout the meditation, as you contemplate her words about a world of our creation and what you might like to create in your own world, in your own life. I am power and creativity. The divine mind is my mind now. I imagine into being in a world of wonder and delight. Another nice deep breath in and out. I am clarity and love. The harmony of the heavens directs my intention and attention as I create a world of belonging. And another nice deep breath in and out. I am divine wholeness. I express fully as my divine self, loving all of who I am. I see divine wholeness in everyone I meet. Deep breath in and out. I eagerly embrace all that is new before me now. I take the risk to bloom, knowing I am a beautiful divine creation. Deep breath in and out. I am now willing to create more of the world I would like to be in. I simply do my part in my day, each day. Deep breath in and out. And now if you'd like to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, maybe move your shoulders around, stretch a little bit, and just come to mind what your takeaway is for you from this reading and meditation today. And so it is. Please enjoy our special music today, A World of Pure Imagination by Josh Groban, Lindsey Vonn, and the Muppets.
Oh, Rolf, just put that back there, and whatever you do, don't drop it.
Drop it. Okay, Chief, you ready to direct the music video?
No.
Great. Let me check the list here. You wanted a crane shot?
Yeah.
Well, all we could get you was a parrot.
What? Good grief. What's that?
Oh, well, this is the one long cake you ordered.
I said we do this in one long take, not one long cake.
Ah, good one.
We try to get back our deposit.
Yeah, please. Boy, that takes the cake.
Hey, Kermit, I took care of that thing for you.
Thanks, I think.
Kermit, there you are.
Yeah?
Have you seen my dear friend Joshua Groban? I'm going to accompany him on the violin.
Yeah, Piggy, you know, I'm sorry I meant to tell you that Lindsay Sterling will be playing violin with Josh, and you're not in the video anymore.
But why?
Well, for starters, Lindsay can actually play the violin.
Oh, and that's supposed to be a good reason.
It kind of helps.
Hello, can you say pre-recorded track?
Oh, Piggy, I'm really sorry.
Fine,
but
go ahead. Make your little video, see what I can.
Hi, Miss Piggy.
Oh.
I'm such a huge fan, and I'm really excited to meet you.
Yeah, likewise, I'm sure. She can play.
Well, she can.
Oh, Kermit, is something wrong?
Well, not really, Lindsay. It's just that sometimes Piggy can be sort of...
Watch it, frog!
You get the idea.
Yeah, well, wish me luck.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I will. Good luck.
Okay, everybody, places!
Yeah, exactly.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. If you want to see magic lands, close your eyes and you will see one. Want to be a dreamer, be one. Anytime you please, and please save me one.
What happened? Come on, guys. Go. Three, two, one.
You'll be in a world of your imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be.
How does it taste?
That's pretty good. I don't understand.
Yeah?
What?
That's good.
I've always liked that song. Yeah, until now.
Hey, Kermit.
Yeah.
You got a dirty lens.
Ooh, it's very blurry.
There's nothing we can do about it. It's a dirty lens.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Dirty lens is a dirty lens. Just keep trying to clean it if you can.
Well, I don't know. I don't think somebody spit on it.
Uh-oh. Oh. Hey, Bubba.
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't you who spit on it?
Look, there's more. Look, it's like there's mist on it now.
No?
It keeps getting worse every time I clean it.
Yeah, no, that's because you're, never mind.
That won't come off.
We need a new camera.
It doesn't come off.
Entirely too cute. So, as has been modeled for us, traveling in a world of my creation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to, do it. Want to change the world? There's nothing to it. So, in this moment, I do need to make a little correction there as I was introducing, or as I was setting up for our singers to be introduced. Her name is Lindsay Sterling, not Lindsay Vaughn. I have no idea where I got Lindsay Vaughn from, but it is important to name those accuracies. So, the question is, just exactly from this perspective of moving from the power of imagination into the world of our creation, how do we do that? We talk about that a lot here. The whole process of creation and how we participate with it. But today, there's a little bit more emphasis on, again, that soul level, that mid-level between the pure spirit and how it moves into form. And I want to pull up the Science of Mind teaching symbol briefly, just to remind you guys of just some very basics. The thing is that if you'll notice, let's wait till all that stuff on there clears. Okay. What I was saying before about it's absolutely wonderful that today is uh, International Women's Day and this is Women's History Month. I was talking about the need for the balance in that because everything starts in spirit. It all starts at the level of essence, at the level of what an individual believes about God, about life, and about themselves. And every creation on the planet, whether it is an animate being, an animal, a person, or even forms that we don't perceive to be animate, in order for anything to come into form, there's going to be masculine and feminine properties that come into play. And within the Science of Mind symbol that Ernest Holmes so brilliantly came up with to explain how any faith, anything that we believe about life is going to move through this creative process, spirit, which is the all, the actual cognitive use or conscious use of spirit is considered to be the masculine. That's where we have the thing about the idea that moves into form. Everything starts out with an idea, and that idea is a masculine sort of energy. It's out there, it's active, it moves, it does things. Okay, so that's the masculine. Then the feminine receives that idea in the same way as we know the soil receives the seed. The seed is the masculine. The seed has the containment of the idea. The seed goes into the soil and then it results in form. Okay. So that mid level, that's the soul level. And every single one of us has about us spirit and soul. And as spirit and soul come together, it brings about the opportunity for form. And this is always happening at the level of spirit first. So I just wanted to remind you all of that. You can go ahead and take the symbol down, hon. Because it's so incredibly important that all of us remember every single being is both masculine and feminine at the origin of where all this starts. And so when we're honoring women or honoring the feminine, it's incredibly important for men to realize that the same is true of them. Their feminine isn't just as visible as a woman's feminine, and the same is true the other way around. Women also have just as much masculine, and both of them need to be honored equally in order for them to function together in balance and not be like a world divided. Okay, every living being needs to be operating from both sides. And so thank you for revisiting that with me. And now the other important thing that I want to do today before we look at some examples of how to do that. Our spiritual leader of the international organization, Reverend Sunny Cantrell, she has written something in response to what's going on in the world with regard to the war. And I just really know that in our own homes, in our private times, and watching the news or whatever, we're all kind of embracing that privately, individually. And I want to give us an opportunity to embrace it as community because it is so phenomenally important. The world is a very small place today, and what is happening in any portion of the world is ultimately affecting the whole world in some way. And ultimately, absolutely, we want no part of actually suffering what the other parts of the world are suffering right now. And one of the ways that in spirit we work with having that not have to happen is to really honor the reality that anything that could happen for one person could happen for any person. And if we honor that and we say, you know what? I got that. You don't need to show me that. I'm going to support the best of what can evolve for everyone that's involved. And there's no need for me to actually go through that experience in order to recognize that. And so Reverend Sunny Cantrell wrote this in order that people understand how science of mind engages and integrates what's actually happening in the world from the place of faith and spiritual love. At this time of growing conflict and deep uncertainty in the Middle East and beyond, I speak to you from my heart, grounded in the teachings of science of mind, reminding us that all life is unified expression of an infinite, loving, universal spirit. We witness with deep concern the expanding military actions involving the United States, Israel, and Iran, and beyond by now. It's even changed more since she wrote this, that have brought widespread suffering and loss across the regions involved. CSL stands in solidarity with other people and spiritual organizations and faith communities around the world, seekers of peace everywhere. We affirm that the longing for compassion, understanding, and harmony is universal at the core, and that every tradition holds wisdom that can help the world to heal. These values are not distant ideas. They are living spiritual truths rooted in the understanding that there is one infinite reality, that love is the self-giving impulse of spirit, and that every person is an individual expression of the one. Taking a breath. We are connected with all others through a field of universal consciousness. And so, remembering the reciprocity, what we do to someone else, we're ultimately doing to ourselves. And what other people are doing to other people, they are actually also doing to themselves. It might not be self-evident right now, but ultimately it will become self-evident. It's like that 2 + 2 = 4. It's always going to add up. What's going on in consciousness, what's going on in spirit, what's moving through soul, absolutely is what manifests in form. As Ernest Holmes said in his Spiritual Armament, which actually I have to tell you, I did not know about this particular radio address, but there's a radio address called the Spiritual Armament. Yes, the world is possibly at the point of the greatest crisis in all human history, and there seems only to be two attitudes that we can assume. One is calmness, faith, and conviction. The other, world despair, and despair is unthinkable. Let us then, each in our own way, dedicate our time, service, hope, and spiritual conviction to the common cause of liberty and justice for all. And let us work without tiring. Let us pray without ceasing, no matter how long it takes. I think it's really important that we remember in a situation like this, no matter how long it takes, we stand and stay in the conviction of knowing what we know and keep working our spiritual practices as consistently as we can for as long as we can, no matter how long it takes. We recognize that humanity stands at a pivotal spiritual threshold where patterns of division, fear, and rigid attachments to identity continue to generate suffering. Yet these do not define the deeper truth of who we are individually and together. We are unified. We are one. From the science of mind perspective, as we shift our thinking from separation to interconnection, from fear to love, we participate in creating a world that more fully reflects the spiritual laws of unity, peace, and mutual respect. Across cultures and nations, we see a profound yearning for peace, compassion, and ways of being that honor the sacred bond we share with one another across the living earth, that is fragile, beautiful, and entrusted to our collective care. Every expression of spirit advances the cause of peace on earth. We can answer the call to love, justice, tolerance, and reverence for life. Living these commitments requires more than intellectual agreement. We must be willing to transform our consciousness, and that's about spiritual practices. Okay? We transform our consciousness by working our spiritual practices of treatment, meditation, and visioning. And you all each have maybe some of your own spiritual practices. Those are the three cardinal ones that we use here. And if you don't know anything else to do, do those three. Looking to align our thoughts with higher truth and to act in ways to serve with well-being all of life. As Science of Mind teaches, our inner transformation ripples outward, influencing the field of consciousness in ways that nurture harmony, compassion, and greater understanding among all peoples. Breathe. We therefore call on ourselves and all leaders, all communities, all individuals across every tradition and geography to acknowledge that what affects one part of humanity affects the whole, and that our highest spiritual calling is to choose compassion over conflict, unity over division, and love over fear. May we not only affirm these principles with our words and thoughts, but live them through our actions so that peace, justice, and compassion are revealed as our spiritual legacy in evident forms of experience. And so it is. So I'm going to pause here. I know that was a lot. Take a breath. See where that lands for you individually. And I want to just give a couple of examples here about how this applies, because it is so incredibly important. When you think about, first, like dipping into last week, the world of pure imagination, there really isn't any way to measure how incredibly important keeping your imagination active and alive is. And some people see things in their imagination, and some people experience their imagination with other senses, and that's fine. But all it is about is taking a look at where you are and allowing the heart of your child, your heart of your inner teenager, whatever it might be, to reach for imagining that your world can look and feel the way your heart sings and desire for it. Okay? And that process, that's about ideas, and that's about ideas that are colored with the feelings that we put behind it. And so as you see what your piece is in your world, of the world that you want to create around you, because each of us can only do our part. Each of us is just one little gear in the total gears, but every single one is important. Because if you think about looking at how those, like a clock or something, goes with the gears, if one little tooth stops being that tooth, it stops. And so every single one of us is equally important as far as what we do with this. So you have your imagination and the feelings that you put into the world that you prefer to see. And then one of the practices that brings it into form is about the power of now and noticing around you where there are elements of the world that you'd wish to see. Okay? Because in one little thread, if you have one little thread of the world that you prefer, that you actually already experience, bless that to high heaven and call it and name it and be with that when you say your prayers. That's where Ernest Holmes said, when we pray from what we already have, that's the alignment, and that's already there, and more of that is going to manifest when we do that. So any little thread that you have of the world that you really prefer, you want to bless that to high heaven. And anywhere in the world where you see that, name it, claim it, stand there and say, yeah, this is what I prefer to have in my life. So that now, one of the things that happens within even our own community, sometimes, maybe not so much here, but in other places that I've seen, people will say, oh, I go to church and this is my community here, but then I step out into the world and the whole thing changes. But what is here is a part of your whole world. And so practice not distinguishing what we have here with what's outside. Bring what we have here outside with you, because that the whole piece that we did a year or so ago about is it either or both and? It's so important that we don't say this is either here and that's or over there. We bring it together and say, no, if I can have this here, I can have this anywhere. I just need to take it with me and be willing to see where it is out there. And because the more we talk to it that way, like talking to a best friend, like encouraging it to come out, that's how we actually participate in bringing it more. Spirit says, oh, like we were talking about before service started, Spirit meets us where we show up. So if you show up taking with you the feeling of the world that you wish to create, and you choose to say, where can I see it out in the world? Where can I encourage that? Then it's going to show up more that way. And I can't tell you any more of the story right now. And some of you have probably already heard it, but this is exactly how I brought Vernon into my life to get married a second time. You know, I was married once and that relationship necessarily had to dissolve. And I literally worked this process to gradually, increasingly bring Vernon as a whole package into my life. And I had a whole list of qualities that I was looking for. And every time I would see one piece of that in another couple, or anytime someone would treat me with the kind of respect that I wanted to be treated by a husband, I would bless it and I would say, oh, I have that in my life. Thank you so much. So we have to be willing to see what we're looking for in what we have now and bless it and keep cultivating, keep working the process of your imagination. Take it deep, take it to where you can feel it, claim it. Okay. And with that, we have to close this right now, but we will be talking about this more. And so, with that, I simply am going to remind us of those 5 steps. As beloved Kai Lee would say, all you have to do really is name the steps. You really don't have to put a whole lot into it. So we simply say, I recognize there is one, and because there is one, I am one with it. And as I am one with it, I am aligned in mind, heart, and soul. And my word is the word of the one, which is the word of divine spirit. Right here and right now, I realize that every word spoken has been received by that level of the law that comes right out of my soul and is manifest in form as I speak. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. I release it, I let it be, and so it is.
Thank you, Vicky, for the talk, and the music is just so uplifting and imaginative. It helps me to do that in my own life. And now for our prosperity affirmation and giving time. Your love and support are very appreciated. We gratefully accept a credit card or debit card, and you'll see the copy in the link in the chat for PayPal and Zelle, or you can mail your check to Louisville Center for Spiritual Living, P.O. Box 43958, Louisville, Kentucky 40253. We so appreciate it. It keeps our center thriving and growing. If you'd like to say this out loud wherever you are now with me, the March Prosperity Affirmation, as an expression of divine spirit, I am limitless. I can be, do, and have anything I align with my highest good. As this is true for me, I know it is true of all. And I pass to you, Reverend Vicky, for a blessing of our gifts.
And I was so into that space, I forgot to hold up our wonderful multiplicitous little basket as ever, knowing that this is as the basket that multiplied the fish and the loaves. It is done. It is done. It is done. It is done well and completely. Thank you, God. And so I let it be, and so it is.
On the count of three, if you'd like to say this out loud with me. We are magnificent. Oh, yes, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. So happy St. Patrick's Day with Snoopy and Woodstock. And our closing song is called Prayer by Nemo Patel.
Well, I'm sitting here in silence, sending people smiles and realizing when we send out love, it keeps on rising. So I choose to close my eyelids to send positive vibes into every living being, from the ocean to the skies. And as I look at all the crisis, I realize that I just can send my love and prayers that will make it through this virus. To me, this is all priceless, to transform all the violence through sacrifice and trying, sitting on this cushion silent. May all beings be happy, peaceful and non-violent. May not one being suffer in their minds, even the tyrants. May all souls find alignment with their hands, their hearts and minds. And may all of us keep walking and persevere in these times with love.
Ooh, I'm sending prayers out to you. I'm sending prayers out to you. I'm sending prayers out to you. 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 Oh, sending prayers out to you. 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 Sending prayers out to you.
Taking a breath and shifting into our benediction, I invite you to say with me, Divine Spirit, I own the truth of who I am, an expression of pure spirit. The divine wrote my storyline before I was born and cast me into this great production of a wondrous life made real. I'm on this journey with everyone, for we are all made of the image and likeness of God, and it's an all-star cast. Thank you, God, forever. Amen.